head back to Connecticut now. We've been following the missing daughter and murdered mother trial. Defendant Jose Morales accused of murdering his girlfriend, Christine Holloway. Her body was found in her home back in December of 2019. Jose and Christine shared a one-year-old daughter. She is still missing and never found her body. Let's go back into the courtroom now. He's only charged with the murder of Christine, not the daughter. The judge has called for the jury, and the jury had a question that the judge had just talked about being compensated. In Connecticut, they get $50 a day for jury service. So it's not like your $5 or whatever in most states. It's real money, and the jurors want to know, how does this thing work? Let's listen.
All right, before we begin, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I first want to thank you for your patience with us this morning. I do know for your purposes, we did get off to a late start here today. I can inform you that was for administrative reasons, and you're not to hold that against either side. Additionally, I wanted to just let the jury know that I did receive an inquiry regarding juror compensation and how that works and when that takes place. And as a result of that inquiry, I will inform you that Madam Clerk is going to be providing you a 2-page handout that discusses how to go about contacting jury administration if the information in that 2-page document does not satisfy your inquiry, and that will be handed to you at your next break, okay? So I do appreciate your adherence to the rules in continuing to provide all questions to the court by way of note. The court appreciates your listening and paying attention and adhering to the court's instructions, so we can keep everything orderly and make sure that everyone is aware of what's going on. Aside from that, we are ready to call, I believe, Officer Froelich back to the stand here this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, you will remember that yesterday we did have Officer Froelich on the stand on behalf of the state for direct examination. The court did interrupt that testimony for the testimony of another witness, and at this time we are ready to resume with the testimony of Officer Froelich. So I would ask the state to please recall Officer Froelich to the stand.
Okay, while they find Froelich there, let's talk to Wendy. Hey, it's $350. These jurors, they've already accumulated. It's day 7. They're going to get even more. Then they want to know how to get their money. Let's talk about this video though, because the judge did rule it is coming in. So you have body camera of the basically the information that she is dead, and it's not just the defendant, it's his parents. And the defense doesn't want this in because they're saying, hey, the parents start asking questions, they're becoming agents of the state, this shouldn't come in. We'll watch the video and you get a better feel for it, but what's your gut tell you in terms of should it come in?
The judge basically thinks that the potential prejudice isn't outweighed by the probative value. In other words, that's the analysis. It's not just about hearsay, because you could probably find a good exception for all of these excited utterance type statements at the spontaneous statements at the scene. I think the second question is it's so just damning in terms of what it means to the defendant's case that, yes, there's probative value, but that balance usually goes to the defendant. But what I'm thinking here, just based on the arguments from both sides, is that there may be a third element to this regarding were the parents' interaction with their son of the sort that would also be prejudicial to the defendant. So obviously everybody's seen this video. We've already heard it's heavily redacted, but I cannot wait to see the extent to which our predictions about how bad it is, what it shows, pan out, because it may not be as helpful as we think it is to where it should be excluded.
All right, well, let's go back in. Froelich is back on the stand, and they're about to play the video. Let's watch.
For us, Lieutenant, who are the people that we're seeing in this screenshot?
So that's me standing in the middle right of the screen, Lieutenant Froelich. To the right, as we're looking at it, of me is Sergeant Pereira, and to the left of me is Jose Morales' mother, Lydia.
And can you tell us where it stopped? It's not readily apparent, but where is Mr. Morales in this video?
So Mr. Morales would be sitting probably right underneath where Sergeant Pereira is on the couch So not on that couch there that he's standing next to, but there's another couch that runs from him towards the camera.
So will it be the bottom right-hand corner of the TV as we're looking at it?
Yes, I think that is in the bottom right-hand corner is Lydia's husband. And then on the other side of him is Jose.
Okay, thank you.
We know where Christine is.
You know where Christine is?
Yes.
How you guys found her?
Yes.
What to move the bed?
Christine's dead.
What happened to her? What happened to her? Go with it. Go with it. No.
We're looking for your stuff. This trying to lie on our situation that we're working with right now. We're investigating, so I'll let you know this. It's a homicide. We are looking for all the help we can get.
Where you from?
She's at her apartment.
In your apartment? Oh my God.
So we can't find the car that he says she's always driving. But we know where the car is that you said she's driving.
They know what?
Yeah. What's up? When I asked you about her buying a new car, you said you knew nothing about it. I know about it. Well, why'd you say you didn't know anything about it? I know about it. Well, she wanted a car. She wanted a car.
Oh, they did. Oh, then what do you want to say?
Okay, we also just took your car. The car is gone? Yeah. I don't know. My car didn't come up with an idea. Make sure you know. What you want me to think? What you want me to say? Just invent a situation? I don't know. What are you doing?
The one there, you get in? You from the door, you get in?
Why don't you tell us the story if you want to say something to your mother? I don't know how you got it.
You walked in that house one day?
I don't know.
Why do you don't know? You wasn't there? Where you were there?
I was not.
When?
How does he not know where he was yesterday? It's not even 24 hours later. How does he not know that? I say I was at one. No, you weren't because you were leaving the house at 1:49. We have no video leaving your house, and we also have witness saying he was there.
Today?
Monday.
What happened today?
That's something I'm hoping I guess and give you information that I don't know. That's what you want. That's what you guys asked for. I mean, you do whatever you want. You didn't know. There's nothing that I can tell you. I don't know. What information you want? Yeah. Something did happen. Were they in a serious relationship? Were they in a serious relationship? What he said it was. Oh, it wasn't a serious relationship. If they were taking so he's gonna say you were. I was at his house. On Monday. I was with him. On Monday. The weekend. The weekend on Monday. Well, you just said you were with Hector on Monday. You said I don't remember. I was at the weekend. The weekend.
Why on Monday? They asked me on Monday.
Listen, you're on here. You can do whatever you want. You're putting up a lot of walls. It's not I'm clear by the stress. Okay? I can understand that. You have a lot of stress in your life? Yeah, I have no job. Okay, so I'm broke. You got never want parents. You got 3 kids. You're trying to support the 3 kids. I can't. Yes, that's not easy. That's not easy. Yeah, usually you're the one supporting your parents when you can't around. That's how hard it is. You just lost your job 2 months ago. I understand all that. You know, that puts people in the wrong set, in the wrong mindset. Okay? No, it does. And so there's no speak really about things, right? You know, and so I FaceTimed you from Actor House. Thank you believe that I was with her. Did you see her? Did you see anything in the background? You saw my face on FaceTime. I was thinking you believe that I was like Christine, but I was like, what do you think? I was like Frank Party. So what we FaceTime? What time we FaceTime? What happened?
Let's see, he said that we should put
You have your phone? Yeah. So then you should have Hector's, No. You should have Hector's contact. No. I was FaceTiming with the... No, I can't hear.
stay for this to stay to
Upstairs, well, I was so just FaceTiming when I was here. I don't think But that's not Hector's number. That's Hector. I was FaceTiming my mom. But that's not what you said. No, not with his phone. With my iPad. Well, I used to have an iPad.
Okay, that was the video that the defense didn't want in. I could see why. He's in a bad spot. I feel horrible for those parents. Let's get a break. We'll talk about it. We'll get you back in the courtroom for more right after this.
Lori Daybell.
Already convicted for the murders of her children.
Doomsday Cult mom is now lawyer Lori.
She's representing herself.
On charges of conspiring to murder her 4th husband.
She said, I can murder you now.
She really thinks she's equipped to try this case.
She appears very sure of herself.
I have real trial experience.
It's going to be a strange trial. We'll see how it plays out.
The Cult Mom Conspiracy Trial. Live coverage today, only on Court TV.
I'm Matt Johnson in Dedham, Massachusetts, covering the Karen Reed murder retrial. This is Court TV, your front row seat to justice.
All right, watching this fascinating case out of Connecticut, the defendant, Jose Morales, accused of murdering his girlfriend, Christine Holloway. Her body was badly beaten in their home back in 2019. The couple's 1-year-old daughter, Vanessa, hasn't been found. She is presumed dead. Morales is charged with his girlfriend's death, not his daughter's, but the daughter was a big part of this story, as you can imagine. We just watched this video of the parents and the defendant in the room being told that she's dead, Christine's dead, and that reaction, wow, from the parents. The defense didn't want this in. Wendy Patrick with us. Now that we've seen it, you understand why the defense didn't want it in.
Definitely, and I also understand why the prosecution did want it in. It was a really unusual video in that it depicted the first time the parents learned about this and the very different response from the mom and the dad, but then it also depicted the defendant's response to what was going on, to the announcement made to the parents. And you saw a little bit of the same type of combativeness that you saw in the police interview, especially towards the end, the waving of the hand and the sort of being probably very, very defensive. You saw something else interesting. You saw the detective almost mediating the action at least in the sense that he was asking follow-up questions of the defendant and then saying that's not what you said before. So, you could argue that both ways. The defense may say, well, the defendant didn't want the parents to know he was taking PCP, didn't remember, was in a reckless scenario. Prosecution can argue this is the reactions of a guilty person. And then, of course, the defense would come back from that and say, how do you know how you would respond to this type of thing? But one common denominator was the daughter. I mean, this is not those parents' daughter or even a daughter-in-law, it was girlfriend, boyfriend, but that's their granddaughter. And that, no doubt, is probably one of the most painful parts of watching that footage. And you can see that, you can hear that in the defendant's mother's voice, not only at the beginning, but throughout this interaction.
Yeah, and when mom said, what do you mean you don't remember, or something to that effect, she did become combative with her son. It looked like mom and dad figured this whole thing out within 15 seconds, and their heads are spinning. And I kind of think this was a gamble by the state because it's so unique and it is potentially prejudicial against the defendant, because mom and dad are convicting him with their actions on some level. And to your point, the detective is doing this whole, like, he's literally in the middle.
Literally
just
in the middle.
Like, hey, mom and dad, he said this stuff. What do you think of that, mom and dad? It is very unique. I don't think we've ever seen anything like it.
When the defense attorney made that record, that was for appeal.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. But it was also one of those records that really laid out some of the arguments that they already knew were going to be borne out by the actual video, and we just saw that.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go back in, pick it up right after the video was stopped with Lieutenant Froelich still on the stand.
Froelich, the video ended. I'm showing the jury 176, which is a full exhibit.
Give me the phone.
There was a discussion regarding an iPad as the 179 came to conclusion. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Showing you what has been marked 176 as a full exhibit. Do you recognize what this is?
Yes, it's the blue iPad that was given to us by Lydia.
So following where that video cut off, first of all, did Lydia De Jesus bring this iPad to you?
So during that interaction, I asked where the iPad was, and she said it was downstairs, and we went downstairs, and she handed it to us.
There and after, ultimately, was there a search and seizure warrant that was granted and executed for 105 First Avenue in New Haven?
Yes, there was.
And was this iPad, amongst other things, that was seized from 105 First Avenue pursuant to that search and seizure warrant?
Yes, it was.
Can you just tell me what exhibit?
176.
Thank you very much.
I have nothing further.
Thank you.
Attorney Gavin.
Sure.
Hi, Lieutenant. How are you?
Good morning, sir.
How are we doing?
Doing all right. How are you doing?
Great. Lieutenant, I think it's just easier if we go back to the video that was previously marked as State's Exhibit 179. And I want to just take you through that while it's fresh in everyone's recollection.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
We know where Christine is.
Okay. Thank you. I'm just going to stop and go. Okay. All right, Lieutenant, this is a full exhibit, and obviously you're standing in the middle of the room, correct?
Yes, sir. Yep.
And just so we are oriented, this was Tuesday, December 3rd, correct?
Yes.
And this would have been after Mr. Morales had voluntarily gone to the Ansonia Police Department earlier in the morning. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Right, and that's when he was interviewed by you and Detective Adcox, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Right, and that's when we saw Brian Hart come in on the video and take his clothing and his cell phones at that time.
I don't know if he took his cell phones, but I know he was removing the clothing from Jose Morales.
Okay, and if you don't recall the cell phones, that's okay. He was already testified. But you recall being there, and Mr. Morales' clothes, his shirts, his pants, his socks, and such were put in evidence bags, correct?
That is correct.